Hope you all have an awesome day wherever you are in the world. And today I'm going to be walking you guys through another fight analysis of Johnny Lawrence versus Mike Barnes. Now, let's just say, before I blow up the entire of YouTube here with this debate, that shouldn't really be a debate in my opinion, but we'll get to that later. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and also comment down below what debate you want me to do next, because I've got a lot of time on my hands at the minute, and I can finally upload some more. So basically, let's start with Johnny Lawrence. Johnny Lawrence was the best of the Cobras in 1984. I'd say he was the most aggressive of the Cobras, besides Dutch maybe. Dutch was probably the most aggressive, but that's debatable. And obviously he dominated Daniel in his first street fights with him in Karate Kid 1 and that, but that's just because Daniel had no training in karate. But as he grew, he obviously, I think he pretty much stomped his way through the All Valley tournament, because I don't know, he was generally actually a really good fighter in his prime. Yeah, this is Johnny in his prime, I think. And it's also mentioned that he's been clouded with emotions in Karate Kid 1. Even though I don't personally believe that that's a bigger setback than having a broken leg, but still, I do believe that Johnny Lawrence is better than Kid Daniel. Bobby is debatable, but definitely Johnny Lawrence is better. Daniel's probably the weakest fighter in the Karate Kid movies. Anyway, we're getting off topic. Well, let's have a look at Johnny's fight with Daniel. Johnny was losing to Daniel at that moment in time, because he was losing. He got swept down, and he also got punched in the stomach. So yeah. And I'm just going to keep this from going. He actually bled from he shed blood from Daniel's attacks. And so that's, I just want you to keep that in mind. And it obviously hurt him quite a bit, because if you look at the fight, when he gets punched by LaRusso, he has to bend down in pain, you know. Anyway, yeah, and then obviously he gets that loss after he scores 2 points back, because his sensei tells him to use no mercy. But then he obviously loses anyway, because the crane kick, and then goes on to reopen Cobra Kai. Oh, by the way, guys, we are not talking about this Johnny Lawrence. We are actually talking about just 84 Johnny Lawrence, because that's him in his prime. 83, actually, I'd probably say. He 3-0's Daryl Vidal. 3-0's Daryl Vidal. He beats up pre-karate Daniel with ease on the beach fight, and he's obviously got a group of friends which are extremely dangerous. And I'd say Johnny is probably physically stronger than Mike, with him breaking that metal sign. I don't have any photos of it, but yeah, he broke a metal sign, guys. So I think he's wall level. And Mike, I think, is just behind wall level. Anyway, let's move on to Mike himself then. Speaking of him, Mike Barnes is an extremely aggressive competitor. All right, he will literally not stop until he has fully pummeled his opponents. He went by Terry's insane plan of pain, and I think he only lost to Daniel because of Silver. Chosen only lost to Daniel because of anger, but Mike really did only lose to Daniel because of Silver. People are saying that Mike was the only one who really lost to Daniel. No, Mike was probably the one that stood out the most, that actually, honestly, really didn't lose to Daniel, because he would have beat Mike with ease, and, Mike would have beat Daniel with ease in, about a minute, in the actual fight. And anyone who says Mike was intimidating Daniel with fear, if you look back at the start of the fight, before all this happened here, Mike was dominating Daniel in street fights then. He was maybe angry, but wasn't that angry. And he wasn't afraid, obviously. He only was afraid because he had the fear beaten into him. And also, I don't have a picture of it, but it literally says on the back of the Karate Kid DVD that the enemies get tougher every movie. I will do an analysis of the enemies versus enemies, but I will say that I do think Mike Barnes is the strongest student fighter in the Miyagi verse, because he just is, and I think that Mike is probably definitely faster than Johnny and Daniel, to be honest. But and then Johnny, they probably have equal defense, even though we do not know the extent of Mike's defense because we don't know where he actually trained. But it looks really aggressive, so we're just going to assume that he trains similarly to Johnny. But I'm going to go offense to Mike because we've seen a wider range of attacks from him over the movies. And then defense is equal. In terms of experience, we can't give it to absolutely anyone, but I'm honestly gonna have to go for experience with Johnny, because Johnny has obviously had 5 years of experience, and we know it for sure. Mike may have had 10 years of experience, who knows, but we don't know that, so I'm gonna have to give experience to Johnny. Mike is definitely more durable because he tortured Daniel for several minutes without getting tired at all, while Johnny shed blood off Daniel. And also, another thing I want to mention, when Mike was fighting Daniel, he didn't even flinch at all when Daniel punched him. So yeah, that means his attacks mean nothing, and that definitely means that Mike is way more durable than Johnny. I think Johnny is the least durable of all the Karate Kid villains. Even though he is quite durable, as Kreese choked him and he lasted 20 seconds in it, but that's, And then we've got the fact of Battle IQ. Definitely Mike Barnes. He did the entire winner point, loser point thing, and I think we can say from the points we've given to Mike Barnes, I think we'd say that Mike Barnes is the winner, because he's just he's a lot more aggressive, and there's opportunities where he can also come back during Cobra Kai, and I believe that if Mike Barnes does come back in Cobra Kai, he will be the strongest adult. Debatable over Terry Silver and Chozen, but I think he will be up there as third, second, first. And yeah, Mike Barnes is just an absolute beast. That's all I've pretty much got to say, guys. But yeah, Mike Barnes, I think, is the strongest Karate Kid villain. We'll see what happens if he returns in Cobra Kai, which I think he probably will. He's besides Julie Pierce and all them, he's the last one to return. So I think he definitely will be in season 5, and can't wait to see him one-tap Johnny and Chozen and Daniel and Silver and Kreese in a fight. So yeah, can't wait. Right, guys, that was my video. I hope you all have an awesome rest of the day, and make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment down below which versus videos you want me to do next in my fight analysis. I'll speak to you guys in the next video. Peace out.